Soka, two sisters of a certain age, conversations with a therapist and a doctor. I'm your co-host, Dr. Sophia Grant.
And I am your co host, Judy Grant, licensed marriage and family therapist. Candy, it's nice to be back. I feel like we haven't recorded in a second.
It does feel like a long time. So I heard my nephew went to prom.
Yes, he did. Wow, he was dressed with his black suit and his silver tie and his silver socks, and he made his way to
Yeah.
prom. I sent pictures to his sisters, and Maya was so pleased because his curls were popping. So we know that he was looking good, if Maya could say that.
So wait, were the curls popping at the end of the night?
You know, they were. They
Okay,
were.
all right.
He
Okay.
and this is for a kid that doesn't really care at all about the way he looks, his hair, what he's wearing. So I was very pleased with Gray.
Which is
He
perfect
had a great time.
because we have a special guest on, Ms. Pamela Watson,
Yes.
stylist to the stars, celebrity stylist, costume designer, stylist of print, film, movies, and you can hire her to be your stylist too. And then she's also a keynote speaker. And what else, Pamela? Have we forgotten anything else?
Just say multi hyphenate.
Yes. And you're a new AKA and you're a mom, right?
Yes. Yes, I'm a mom of two boys. Yep.
I don't know about you, but being a mother is my most important
It,
role.
it's the most tiring and the best.
And the thing is, I was thinking like when you're in it, like when the kids were young, I'm just exhausted. And now that I look at them, I'm like, how come I was so impatient? How come I didn't spend time? And
Hmm.
I don't know any woman who had that feeling. Like our mother, she was a stay-at-home mother. She spent so much time with us, and she always felt like she didn't spend enough time. Years back, she said, I wish I spent more
Right.
time with you. So I think no matter how much time you spend, it never feels like enough for a mother.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a constant mother's guilt, especially as women who have careers, and you're trying to be everything for everyone.
Hmm.
You feel like always miss out on moments. So you try to grab them when you can, but as they say, the days are long, but the years are short.
Oh, yes.
You look back at it and you go, where did it go? But while you're in the midst of it, you're like, how much longer is this going to, it's
Right,
just kind
right.
of,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it goes right back to my son going to the prom. He's my baby, and he's done with this chapter in his life, and I'm still thinking of him like on my hip. So, I think we could go down that whole like mothering path for the entirety of our time. Yeah, but we really want to talk to you, Pamela, about the amazing work that you do, the inspiring work that you do. And I want to just point out a couple of things that I learned about you in preparation for today. Um, Empowering people to express their unique identity. And I'm wondering, how do you even figure out what that is? Um, you talk about living courageously out loud. What does that look like? So I'm really interested in finding out how that translates to style, to authenticity, and just really hearing your thoughts about this.
Yeah. I just feel like I've walked this walk so long in trying to create images for celebrities and even regular people, right? Who need a style makeover or have a special event to go to. I think the way we look at ourselves in the mirror um, should be given more grace. I think we're all, and I'm honestly guilty of it as well, because we're all a bit self-deprecating, right? But with the work that I do, I kind of get a chance to get a little closer to people that'll have to take down their walls a bit. You find out who doesn't like their shoulders or doesn't feel confident in their legs or has a stomach issue and is very sensitive about that, but they want to create a different, look for themselves. So I kind of feel like my work feels sometimes like a psychologist in a sense, where I get close enough to you for you to explain a little bit more about your inner sensitivities, the
Mm-hmm,
things that kind
mm-hmm.
of are vulnerable for you. And then I take that and I create beauty, but that's based on you. So for me, I've never wanted to create, I guess, what you would call like a uniform, right? Everyone doesn't look the same. The way you wear something should have an identifier to who you are personally. So that's when I say your authentic self. So, like, say, for instance, I'm wearing a sweatsuit yesterday and I have on clogs and I'm running around doing my errands, but yet I had somewhere to go that evening. I don't feel like changing. I'm tired. I'm already ready to go to bed. So I change into heels with the same sweatsuit, throw a little fanny pack on there, do my makeup, and it looks like athleisure.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like I'm authentic in what I'm saying. The authenticity is really about identifiers of who you are and making that tangible in what you wear. So your outside should be a representation of your inside, meaning who you are and what you want to represent should be shown in how you wear your clothes and what you wear. And being courageous enough to wear it, that to be that, even if it steps outside of the social norms
Mm-hmm.
of what you think the world expects you to look like.
Wow, I'm just kind of processing that. Thank you.
Do you think there is such a thing as dressing your age?
Mm. To some extent. To some extent. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's about tact versus anything about ageism. It's just about tact. Do you know what looks good on you and you wear that? It's not about age. Like mom jeans, dad jeans. I think it's really more about a label, right? Because it's now a style. Young
Mm-hmm.
people are wearing dad jeans and mom jeans. So it's not so much of a taboo anymore like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you dress to how you feel. So most people don't know that I'm 52 based on the
Right.
way I look.
Right.
Look, the Golden Girls were 52 and
Yes. Yeah.
53, and like I'm blown away. I'm blown away that they expect that to look like what
Right.
50 something looks like. This ain't 52
No.
on anybody's show that I've seen, right? Called a Golden Girl. I think it's how you define yourself. So, do I wear, my booty cutters anymore? No, I kind of don't, because my body has changed. I've had children. And at the end of the day, the story that I say about myself isn't necessitating that
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I will wear short shorts. They're not as short as they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about what's comfortable for me. But if I'm on the Caribbean islands, I might wear it. It just depends on where I am. I just think it depends on who you are and what you feel versus any age. No number should really tell you you can't wear that anymore. If my body will do it, I'm going to do it
Right. I
with a level of tact, ladies, that part.
right. And I think that's so important because I know that I have like got to a certain age and thought, "Oh, I can't wear that anymore." Or I shouldn't wear that anymore, right? There's a difference. Um and then it's but why? Why can't I wear that? If I feel good in it, if I feel like I'm being my authentic self, why shouldn't I wear that? Um but I think we get kind of caught up into that societal idea of, oh, a woman of a certain age shouldn't wear X, Y, and Z.
And it's not just ageism, it happens in professional settings. What does a librarian look like?
Mm,
What does a corporate CEO wear? Now, like I said, tact is important, right? You're not going to school as a teacher with a crop top shirt on. there's certain levels of you understand what is appropriate, meaning that professionally you don't go to a place that's crass, right? You
Mm-hmm.
want to be able, now that's the worry. It has to be where people understand, well, I'm going to work today. I'm gonna wear this bikini top because it's cute. You really have to be clear that what's appropriate, meaning what's professional. However, if your body can wear, if you look good in it, I'm not saying if it's about feeling good about yourself, but it's also about learning and knowing your body and what looks good in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not advocating for indecency wherever you want to do it because you feel like it. There's a level of being, having tact and being tacky that is really about just common sense. But you should wear what you want to wear. I remember even in my industry as a costume designer, moving into television and film, there was this notion that costume designers needed to dress like the Grips or any other crew because we're there to work. We're not there to,
Mm-hmm.
walk around and prance and be all pretty. It looks like you're not there to work. But I looked at them like, I come from an industry in the music industry and entertainment where you dressed your position.
Right.
How do you want me to take care of your look if I'm always in just a black shirt, black pants, and some, work
Mm-hmm.
boots?
Mm-hmm.
That's just, I don't even have a closet that could do that, So it was about me having to say, well, I'm here to work. I'm going to be comfortable, but I'm going to wear what I want to wear. And it took a while for that to really set in, for people to understand that she's about her business. She's
Yeah.
going to do her job. But yeah, I'm coming in colorful. I'm coming in fly. And I've, over the course of being in this industry, I've started to see more and more costume designers really show who they are in
Mm-hmm.
their way.
Mm-hmm.
So most people will come on the set and go, "Oh, she must be the costume designer because she's
Right.
wearing something,
Yes.
a little bit more fashion forward, or it's interesting." So it really is about you just defining who you are and what you want to say without saying a word,
Right.
right? You want to walk in the room and you are already presenting who you are before you ever have to open your mouth. That's the point,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
That's what clothing should be. It's not just to dress your body, which is the functionality of it, but now how do I dress it up? How do I make it personal to Judy
Mm-hmm.
or to Candy
Mm-hmm.
or to Pamela?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I mean, let's look at it like that. What is it that you feel that day? Is it a rainy day? Is it warm outside? Do you feel a little bit chubby today? Or do you feel like, oh, your stomach's laying really flat today? I think I can wear this. Or, so I think it all is about the day to day
Mm-hmm.
of who you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have my boss at work. She's this beautiful woman, just impeccably dressed. Just her wardrobe is phenomenal. And I remember when I first got my job, I thought, "Oh my gosh, I need to kick it up a notch, right? I need to start looking more like that." And after a while being in that job, I realized like, but that's not me, right? That doesn't feel comfortable for me. So I need to be more representative of who I am and not aspire to the look that somebody else has if it's not working for me.
Yeah, but you felt inspired by her.
Yeah, I mean,
You looked at her with admiration.
yes.
And for her being a leader,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a position that others are following, your leadership, you want to have a position where people are aspirational to where you are,
Yeah.
right? So you figured out what was right for you, but you also felt like if she was someone who dressed really schleppy, or
Yes.
she was someone that, wasn't really stepping into a figure that looked like something you admired, you would maybe not perform as well or respect her as well or as
Mm-hmm.
much,
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like, especially women in leadership, You really have to step into who you are and what you're evoking before you even walk into the room, because your people are looking at you and they want to be able to respect you, and I feel like wardrobe is more than just clothing. It really has a statement that it gives before you ever have to vocally speak it.
Yeah.
As a Black
Well,
woman, I feel like if it's casual day, I can't be as casual as the rest of them, as the rest of the team, because I feel like we carry a different burden. People look at us differently. So I do pull myself together more than all because I feel like people are looking at me and wondering, should she really be medical director? Should she? All of that. And I feel like when I dress well, I feel better. Sometimes I will feel sick and I will be dressed up.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Well, that's a self awareness that everyone needs to know, right? You have to know your body type. What silhouettes really accentuate your body type? What makes you feel most sexy? It could be in a different shape than what I would wear, but at least it's something that works to your body type and your confidence. And when
mm-hmm.
you said, when I dress up, I feel better. And to be quite honest, as a Black woman, we always have to ascend beyond what other people do, right? But I do want you, Candy, to think about your next casual day and think about what you want to wear. How would you change your casual wear if you could do it the way you'd want to? Understanding your position, understanding that you still have a responsibility to have a look that's respectable, but in what ways could you change it that feels more authentic to you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to wear that blue blazer? I hate that blazer. It makes me feel so constricted, but it's a good look. Then maybe you want to do a blue sweater this time. That'll maybe do something that you'll have the same silhouette, kind of like the navy on top. It makes you feel slimmer. It makes you, feel more comfortable if it's something that's knit versus this constricting jacket. Maybe there's something in there that you can do that'll be a little bit more comfortable for you because you'll actually walk in and do your work differently that day. I promise you,
Mm-hmm.
because you will feel better about yourself. How do you accentuate yourself in a way that feels more authentic to what you really want to wear? And take away the expectation of what you think you can't wear because others are expecting to see you X way.
Mm-hmm.
How does that look? I mean, you probably just need someone to go in the closet with you and just say, let me see
Uh,
what you have. I'm just telling you, because honestly, you look in your same closet and think that you have nothing.
right.
With a fresh pair of eyes and a little creativity, I'm sure there's several looks of what you
Mm-hmm.
already own that can create a whole nother look that you go, I'd never think to put that together. So I just feel like you just need to come outside of the box you kind of created yourself and think differently, because it really is all about perspective.
Right. You know, I when you said you need someone just to go in that closet, that's something that, like, oh my gosh, I would love to have someone go in my closet. And I actually, my niece, Candy's daughter, I was asking her because she is very creative with her style, and she puts things together in a way that I wouldn't even consider. And I had asked her, I'm like, Yaya, can you just look in my closet and help me put some pieces together? So I've been trying to make more of an effort to do that and to accessorize because I'm not really an accessory person. Like the jewelry I wear is the jewelry I wear every day. I don't change stuff out, but I'm trying to be more mindful of adding that little accessory that makes you feel some sort of way or changing up the shoe. Just I've been making an effort. And I tell you, the days that I make more of an effort and I have that accessory and I have my bag, I am feeling it. I really am feeling it. So there is definitely power in that.
For sure, your endorphins go off because you look in the mirror or you pass by that storefront and you look at yourself and go, yep, today she's cute. Yep. And it just makes you feel better. And
Right.
think about it in small ways. Like you said, accessories. It could be maybe you have different pairs of glasses
Mm-hmm.
that are different colors. Look, I mean, I do readers. There's a million of them all over the place. And they'll change by whatever my outfit is.
Right.
Because I guess it's a little bit of ADHD for me. I just can't do the same things,
Uh-huh.
right? So there always needs to be a variety because day to day, tomorrow's candy is not today's candy.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's Judy is not today's Judy. How is she going to feel today, tomorrow is very different, and it should reflect that.
Yeah.
So I think you should think about that.
Um, so I want to just, as a therapist, I'm thinking about like confidence and self-esteem and how, I've had a lot of clients who doubt themselves. And while the clothing is just an external piece, you got to do the work up here,
Correct.
but the clothing can help you to get there if you're feeling good on the outside. Like what Candy said, even when I'm sick, I try to dress up so I can feel a little bit better. So I see that a person's style can be directly related to their mental well being. And I think we've all known people who maybe are in a place of depression, and you can see it, the way they hold themselves, the clothing that
Yeah.
they're wearing. And then hopefully you see that person emerge on the other side, and the clothing is now demonstrating that.
It's an outward expression of your inside.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a boost of confidence for all of us. I mean,
Right.
even our children, when they get a fresh haircut, I guess I'll speak for boys, right? It just looks, they stand a little straighter. Your back feels a little bit more, you know, at a 90, what is it, 90 degrees? What is
Mm-hmm.
it, straight up? It's like you just kind of feel better about yourself. And so it's like wardrobe is just another medicine,
Yeah.
honestly, of how to, cure the blues sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed with a chest and I can't wear anything tight. I can't wear anything too revealing. There are things I can't wear. I think you really have to know what looks good and what makes you feel good in order to convey power and self assuredness and things like that.
That's the foundation. That's the foundation. Candy, you're very right. You're very right. And honestly, you have to have the underwear for different things,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes.
you have your granny panties for when you home all day and you just gonna lounge around and you don't have any thing on but sweatpants or
Yep.
whatever. Or if you're on that cycle, that time of the month, granny panties, you know what to look for.
Yep.
When you're going out for the night and you have your no seam panties. Some people don't like thongs, but there's no seam panties
Mm-hmm.
out there that you can wear those. Some people prefer thongs. It's almost like you really do have to have an inventory of the different
Yep.
kinds, just like this different kinds of bras. You should have lace bras for the pretty moments, but you should also have smooth bras for like t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing to do is see the bumps behind t-shirts because your bra has all of this texture. That's not the bra to wear when you're doing that. You want it smooth. You want it to have no bumps, no lumps.
Yep.
And so you also should have a demi bra if you have a shirt that has maybe a deeper V so that you don't see the edges of your bra coming up. There, convertible bra for when you need that hat to have that
Racer back.
tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
you just kind of need to be able to have a variety. Every person, every woman should have a variety of underwear, bras, and also shapewear. I don't care what size you are. Every woman needs shapewear
Mm.
because we're human. Our bodies don't look like Barbies,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there's always a lump, a bump, a something doing something, a piece of shapewear for you, whether it's from the bottom and it's just the panty that has the extra top that covers over your midsection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just something to smooth out your, correct. It goes right up under your bra. You want to do that. Or you want to have one that's a full body that goes from maybe your thigh all the way up, like a little jumper that smooths you all the way out.
Right.
So you have to have a variety so that you know what to pull when you need it. as opposed to one. Everyone has one bra they love. Everybody has a pair of panties that's their favorite, but it does not work for every outfit. So everyone should please do that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk about your cheap clothing, Candy, I just need to say I'm a high low girl. Between the tuitions of private school and the different organizations you're in, and life that just life, I can't afford to wear designer clothes all the time, right? So you mix it. So at the end of the day, if you're a savvy shopper and you have a good eye, you can wear Target, H&M's. You can grab a inexpensive, more bargain priced item and mix it with something that's more
Mm-hmm.
of an
Mm-hmm.
investment piece,
Mm-hmm.
and create the whole look to look like you spent it all on Madison Avenue.
Right.
But it really is more about your foundation. If your body is properly covered or held up the way it should, then whatever you wear, it should do wonders for you without having to worry about the price point.
Right.
Because a lot of these designers aren't necessarily cutting their clothes with the black woman shape in mind in the first place.
Mm.
So, besides having to make sure that you have something that fits you well, you also need to have a very good tailor in your life, whether it's your dry cleaner,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's, you have to go to a special, I don't know, alterations store that may just do alterations. Maybe there's somebody who's a local tailor in your neighborhood, in your community, that you go to all the time to handle your clothing. Just have somebody in your arsenal that'll always be able to help you pin, tuck, take up, you need, or let out. There's things that can be done that'll make it more customized to your
Right.
figure.
Right. Yeah.
It's not going to come right off the rack most of the time and do right by you.
As we're talking about like the whole cheap clothing thing, I'm flashing back many years when Sharon Stone went to the Oscars in a Gap t-shirt and a fabulous skirt. And people were raving about this ensemble. She's like, it's a Gap t-shirt, right? But again, you pair that with the skirt and the jewelry and what have you, and the whole look is elevated. So
Yeah.
I remember that. And I will, like, if I just need a basic t shirt, I will go to Target and get it because I don't need anything fancy. I just need a basic t shirt. And
Yeah.
there's no reason that you have to spend a lot on those just basic essential
Basic.
items that you need in your
Hmm.
closet.
Absolutely. Now there's differences in the t-shirts. Maybe you just want to find good ones that maybe has a little elasticity in it, so
Mm-hmm.
it hugs you a little
Mm-hmm.
differently.
Yep.
But listen, a regular Hanes or Fruit of the Loom will do the duty on certain things.
Yes.
So I mean, it's always good to just have an amazing basics of your closet, right?
Right.
And those basics are like jeans, which is kind of like one of the hardest things to shop for. You just have to be ready to at least try on 10 to 12 pair.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. You have to find what the right cut is for your body. Maybe you can't do low riders. Maybe you're better at having something that maybe sits a little higher on you. That's mom jean like, right? I
Mm-hmm.
love a high waisted jean
Mm-hmm.
because it hides a little bit of
The tummy.
the
The
tummy
muffin the
area.
muffin top isn't a muffin top in the high waisted jeans.
It is not. It is not. And it gives the opportunity to squeeze it into a space to make a shape for yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
then you have the opportunity to then have volume on top, because now you have something that's tightening up here. And now you can wear a blouse that maybe has some volume, or the sleeves are fun. And then you're creating a balance.
Right.
So you think about your body in proportions. So you don't want to look like round from head to toe. You also don't want to be necessarily, if you're wide on the bottom, you want to slim your top. You always want to have proportions.
Mm-hmm.
So think about your body in two specific sections, and see if you want volume on top, fit it on the bottom, or fit it on the top and volume on the bottom. It usually will
Right.
always work.
That's a
Yes.
great tip.
Well, we said jeans are definite, and that's a array of colorways. It's not just blue. You should have black. You could have gray. You can even go and have some fun with some of the lighter tones like a khakis, which will be helpful to your colorways so that
Mm-hmm.
you can break up.
The
You can make so many
staples.
different outfits with
What are
just
the
a good
staples?
colorway of jeans. I always have blazers, and I love oversized blazers. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it depends on your body type, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you have wider hips, I would go with
Mm-hmm.
slimmer blazers, right? So there's we're creating the difference in the contour, right? So that you'd always make sure that you always also want your pants, if you have a wider hip than most people, like say you're a pair, then you want to make sure your pants maybe are full so that it doesn't accentuate the width, because the pants will fall exactly to your edge to the floor. So you're creating the everybody wants the
Mm-hmm.
Betty Boop, right? You always want the hourglass figure. So you create it best based off your body shape. So if you are pear shaped, I do wide leg pants, almost like palazzos in a sense. I wouldn't necessarily do fitted pants because then it would it accentuates the areas that you're trying to camouflage in a sense. So it really is about just trying to keep all of the shapes that your body gives you into a you move your body to work its best
Mm-hmm.
silhouettes by the type of clothes you put it in. So if I'm a heavy chested woman, which I wish I was, I don't really have much of
Right.
anything under
Right.
here. But if I was a heavier chested person, I would make sure to accentuate other areas. Maybe I love my clavicle, so I keep everything open here, but my shirts are not too fitted so that it doesn't over accentuate the width of them or the wideness or the depth, depending on what your breasts are. And I would always have a minimizer. If I'm somebody that has a generous bust line, minimizers are a great way to still be able to enjoy certain shirts without having to feel like you've got two missiles that you're trying to manage, right? So I think that also maybe going a size up with button down shirts so that you're going to properly cover the gaps are hard, so that's why you go one size up. If you go one size up and then you have a tailor take it in around the waist, then you're going to have a shirt that's going to
Mm-hmm.
properly
Mm-hmm.
lay in the middle how it should, and then also accentuate your small waistline, because more than likely everybody has a small waistline. It's up right up under your boobs. It's where your rib cage is. That's the place you want to make sure that you accentuate for everyone. That's your smallest part of your body. So always try to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you have a tailor and that can take in your shirting that way. Yeah, a pair of khaki jeans or cargos are really in now. Those will work nicely as well. You don't have to oversize them like the skateboard kids do. But any of those like jeans or cargo pants with the big pockets are really in. And they really are ageless. So you could do them with a little, if they have the ones that have the tie on the hem, you can tie them, make them really tight around your ankles so they kind of give a little bubble at the bottom, and put on some heels. What a cute way to make volume. Yes, it's very cute. Or you keep it open and put on your sneakers and a t-shirt and a denim jacket, which is another staple for your closet. Different denim jackets in different colorways and different cuts. You'll always have a cute outfit to make, whether it's with a skirt, dress, jacket, jeans. Denim jackets are really very
Yeah,
versatile.
I do love my denim jackets, and I have ones that are much more like structured and refined, um, for a little bit more of a professional look. And then I have
Yeah.
my, regular Levi's trucker denim jacket. So I have a variety of those.
And think about mixing those up. There is no particular one that's just for work, other than if this rips and things
Mm-hmm.
like that, that may be a little bit too casual. But maybe that one that's professional would really look cute with some of your the cargo
Mm.
pants or something like that, to maybe mix it up and then put a heel with
Oh,
it. So you mix it to make it a little more dressy, since you feel like that feels more
right.
professional. Then you can still wear it with something that's casual and dress it up.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And sneakers, ladies, use really cute sneakers to accentuate your look. They're not just for running to the store or to the
Mm-hmm.
mailbox or walking the dogs in. They're really style. They're style pieces. They are definitely a fashion statement to be made. So look at sneakers too. Great colorways and change. Like get maybe 3 or 4 pair that are different colorways, and they will really make for a stylish kind of trendy statement
Mm-hmm.
when you're going out to, I don't know, you're going out to lunch to meet your girlfriends, or you're just trying to be cute on a
Mm-hmm.
Saturday to go out shopping for the day. I just feel like you can always add sneakers to any outfit and it still will look very elevated.
You
And
know what? I stay away from sneakers because I'm like, I just feel like it's too casual. And is there a brand that you recommend that's more elevated than the running shoe?
No, I mean even the running shoe stores have them. Like New Balance, I think are for actual running or walking sneakers, but they have such great styles these
mm-hmm.
days that I think are such a good balance of function and fashion, and you can wear them and be more versatile, get more wear for the money out of them.
You know,
So yeah, I wouldn't say you should look at a particular brand. You can just take it and be creative for sure.
so I have a lot of Converse in my closet, and I really started to create, you know, a little wardrobe of Converse, because when I work with kids, when I was doing therapy with a lot of kids, I would also, this was important for me to be able to dress to my clients, right? What is
Mm-hmm.
going to speak to them? As a therapist, I can't walk in heels and a blazer when I'm talking to a 16-year-old. So I needed to be able to find pieces in my closet that could actually be a conversation. And when I would wear my Converse of varying colors, that was always an opening. So I recognized how the work that you do can really help you understand how you need to dress for those clients. Now, again, if I was then working with an older married couple, I would dress for them. So I would schedule my clients on different days to know, like, okay, what's the look that I need here versus there.
Absolutely. And that's what I mean. You're using clothing in a way that's going to evoke an emotion or a
Mm-hmm.
connection. And I mean, that's the point of what wardrobe can be for people. So I applaud you on that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And listen, one of my most favorite pair of sneakers that gets so many compliments is a leather pair of Converse that I have. That I mean, like a leather pair, like it's like almost like a cognac color, and they got orange laces. Like any brand can be the fashion piece
Mm-hmm.
for you. I just think you just have to find it and just be mindful when you go into those outlet malls and things like that. Sometimes you find some really good pieces that you don't see
Right.
everywhere. So just be always be on the lookout. But you're using clothing in a way to make connection, which is the whole point.
Yeah. And
So bravo.
and with kids, with adolescents, it I found that it really helped. And it really helped me to say, because there would be clients that I'm not sitting in a chair, I'm on the floor, I'm on the playground, I'm in the park. So there was also a level of practicality that I needed to be mindful of. But
Yeah.
having some green Converse really helped in different
Yeah,
spaces.
it's crazy that those look at one piece, like just that one move, that one small thought that you had to make your outfit speak to
Mm-hmm.
them really worked. And so I just think that we should do the same thing. So Candy, I want to know what you're going to wear on your casual
Ooh,
day.
Casual day.
I'm
Okay.
holding your feet to the fire.
Okay.
That
she,
casual day,
she's
you're going to show me a
She's
picture.
she's thinking, okay, so Candy, you're gonna have to get dressed, and we're gonna have a picture, and we're gonna have to post it.
What you would normally wear and how you feel like you'll change it to show a little bit more of who Candy is. I'd like to see the difference.
Okay. All right. Now, is there anything you tell people, like if you were to go through my closet, something you'd say, get rid of this? This is a don't. Stuff that's just not working, never worked. Is there something that you would you should all toss?
Yeah. Oh, sure. We all should edit. Editing actually is freeing, to be quite honest. And also just not to the garbage, to goodwill.
Yes.
I mean, to sewing that, because somebody else can take that jacket
Yep.
or that skirt and really use it. So friends of mine does something called a bitch and swap, right? So they'll have yeah, like we'll have a day where everybody will bring, maybe 5, 6 items and come together and see who has what and switch it off. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And have drinks and all
Oh
the
yeah.
good stuff that makes it fun. But yeah, we have that, and you make a little money off of it. You don't get a lot, but you sell it, and you can see. I've had some pieces from friends of mine's closets that they'll see on me and go, wasn't that mine? Yup. And you see how I was able to wear it, so it's fun.
Hmm.
And yeah, everyone needs to edit. And it's a hard thing to do. It's very personal. I think people feel a ways like to even let me come into their closet. They feel like, they're having to show all their vulnerabilities. When you show someone your closet, it's a very personal, transparent moment that you kind of allow me in,
Hmm.
and I don't take that lightly. Um, but you got to trust someone if you feel like your eyes haven't been able to do it, or you haven't had the time, or you don't think that you see any possibilities in here, and you feel overwhelmed when you go in the closet, so you just grab the same 3, 4 pieces all the time. The rest of that closet is just wasted space.
Hmm.
So let's either get rid of it and start a new idea of how this closet can be more of a treasure chest for you, for all the things that you need it to be, versus taking up space and you just using 2 or 3, 4 pieces out of it. Men seem to do that more than anything. I think men just like to go the route of just getting certain pieces. They wear clothing sometimes just for the function of
Hmm.
it and not for the fashion. Um, it's a uniform.
Hmm.
And unless your job requires an actual uniform, you should not look like everybody else. If the three of us went and got off of this call right now and said, go put on your cutest black and white outfit, it would look different.
Hmm.
So, I mean, and it'll look different too. I would hope what defines you. What does that look like? Even if it's the same white shirts, but yours has a little lace on the end, or yours has a collar, a turtleneck collar versus a regular fold down collar. Like everyone's version of whatever their story is should be individualized to them. Just what does it mean for you? Maybe I don't like my neck today, or I like the way it looks, it elongates me, so I love turtlenecks. There's a reason behind it that you should be able to explain. Why'd you wear what you put on today, Judy?
You know what? I wanted to go with a pop of color, and I love the roses in this, and it just feels vibrant. And so that's kind of why I chose this blouse.
I love that. Okay, Candy.
I wore this because I'm like, damn it, I have this blouse and I never wear it. I need to put it on. And then I had these glasses that I was like, oh, these go well with this blouse. So yeah.
I love it. I can't see all of you. I only can see your neck, kinda. Can you give me a little stand up? Let me see a little bit. Okay. Okay.
And the thing is, I do a lot of online shopping and sometimes I get something online and I don't really love it because it's such a drag to return it. And this was kind of one of those things that I got. But it reminds me of summer. It reminds me of the beach. It reminds me of being in Jamaica, like in the evening. So the colors make me
I love
happy.
it.
So that's why I wore it. Yeah.
And there's a story behind it, and that's what I wanted to hear, that it evokes some emotion for you, whether you really don't love it or not, but it gives you some happiness. It takes you to a place in your mind that reminds you of some place that you do love. So when you wear it now, you'll wear it maybe with the
Hmm.
the anticipation of wearing maybe a tan bottom with it, or whatever you would wear in Jamaica with it, right? Maybe some frayed bottom
Mm.
jeans. and a really cute, espadrille with it today, and you're evoking your feelings of Jamaica or someplace that brings you peace, which I love.
Oh my gosh.
Now, since you're a stylist, have you ever pulled aside a friend and said, hey, babe, this really is not the most? Have you ever offered unsolicited advice?
I don't feel like it's ever unsolicited. I feel like most people always look to me looking for some kind of. I wish people would never expect anything, but most of the time they're like, "Is this to your liking?" Well, what do you think, style it? Sometimes I don't even want to say, but I will say there are times when I have not agreed with some of the things that I've seen. But if I also see, sometimes it's difficult to speak to some fashion mistakes because of sensitivities in relationships. A lot of it sometimes comes with people who might be overweight and trying to find make the right words sing versus them make them feel a way. It's like it's sometimes difficult, and sometimes I'll say no, I'm not, because if I feel like they're happy, I'll find a way later to talk about it. I don't feel like sometimes in that moment, if we're all going out and someone's fupa is all over the place, it's a little bit tough, and I may invite them to look at a couple of items that I've come across the next day and be like, oh, I saw these pants and thought of you. I may find a way to go, not today, but maybe this weekend. I'm going to send her a couple of pants or another dress that I think will say, this will do so pretty on you. I won't refer to that day or that moment because it gets tough. If you didn't hire me to do it, if you hired me to do it, now I'm going to do my job. But if you didn't hire me to do it, but I'm your friend or your sorority sister or whatever, you have to walk a fine line, and because I don't want to dampen someone's spirit or make them feel that they are unpretty in any way, because there is tact, and then there's moments where you don't look in the mirror and see it the way others may see it, and it's not my story, it's yours. So I just want to make sure that you feel good, but also can give you 2 cents, and it's up to you to take it or not, right? And if you decide not to, then I'm gonna love you anyway, but I'm gonna keep sending you little somethings until I'm gonna keep sending you.
So, Pamela, I feel like we could really continue this conversation. There's so many other things that I'd like to share with you, but we do kind of have to wrap things up. But
oh gosh,
I know,
time. You're right.
know. So, but it's close to
an hour.
We want to get some thoughts from you on how people can reach you, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Pamela is on the East Coast, so wish she was right here in LA. But how do people find you if they want to, seek some input, seek some support and some guidance in their authentic, unique style?
Oh, absolutely. They can always reach me on my Instagram and DM me, or they can contact me on my website, or email me. Just email me at buildersofstyle@gmail.com, and the Pamela Watson on IG, Facebook, and Instagram. And I'm always available, East Coast, West Coast, international. I have clients everywhere. So I do virtual styling. I was
going to ask that. That's awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We do. I mean, we had to do something during the pandemic. We figured it out. Work kept going when it got back together. We needed to figure out a way to do it and keep everyone healthy. So I do virtual styling. So you let me in your closet and we start talking about what you need, or if you have a special occasion, I can order clothing and send it to
Mm.
you, and we do virtual fittings, or you can fly me wherever you need to. She does travel,
Oh,
so yeah, I love
that's
that.
awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you guys. This was
It really
lovely.
was.
Um, it was nice. It was different, not having questions right in front of me. So off the
Yeah.
cusp, here we go. And I hope that I answered many of your questions.
No,
And
you really did, and I think you opened up my mind. So when I go into my closet next, I'm really going to think about things a little bit differently, um, and just live in that place of authenticity with who I am. Yeah, in the
in the
day.
day, don't dress for the week. Don't lay out all your clothes for the week. In the day.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for listening to this edition of Two Soka. You know where you can find us. We are on Instagram at Two Sisters of a Certain Age. You can find us on YouTube at Two Soka, and you can reach out to us at our email, which is twosokapodcast@gmail.com.
Don't forget to like, review, and share with family and friends. We would love to have you help us grow our audience and spread the word that at Two Sisters of a Certain Age, we can relate. Thanks, everybody.
No Longer Network.